over 92,000 Americans were wounded and more than 33,000 lost their lives on the battlefield of Korea. What I did not know before coming to Hawaii was that the Aloha State suffered the highest per capita casualty of 456. In comparison to the overall population of the United States, Hawaii endured 3 times as many wounded and 3.5 times the total number of casualties.
Of nationality, we are Americans and proud Americans. But of ethnicity and of heart, we are from our home country. And my home country is Korea. The last time I spoke to them, we talked about war, because that country has gone through so much brutality of man's greatest failure, and that, to me, is war. This war is personal to me because my family lost a lot of people. This war is personal to me and the casualties because I remember of my mom sending her son, my brother, oldest brother, to Korea. And I'm proud to say he served well. He won a Medal of Valor for that war. Remember my mother of asking us of nightly prayers when he was missing in action for quite a while. And also of tears flowing when word of family fatality was passed down to her. I cannot say enough of what we owe here and sitting there and listening to the Consul General. On my left is over just about 50 names from Big Island who died in Vietnam. And all of us of this island, you surely will have friends there, even from Oahu. And behind me now stands another memorial of another war of our failure, of over 50 names, and a couple of them, the Speely families, who's my classmate, died in that war. To all of you, we have to pledge that we do not forget this day. All of us, that we have to pledge that of every single day of our lives, we will do everything we can that this will not happen again anywhere in the world. This is what I ask of you, to know that when you do have a war, war is mankind's greatest failure.
After being elected in 2012, I met Zach Abrigano, and he invited me to the monthly meeting of the Korean War Veterans Association. They told me about the history of the chapter, trying to build a memorial from the early ideas of putting up a building at Liliuokalani Park, the funds that they had raised, and to the current plan to just erect a memorial, but they didn't have a place to build it. After some discussion, I suggested that I would check if the memorial could be built at Wailoa State Park near the Vietnam Memorial. We agreed that that would be a fitting location, and I had my marching orders to help complete their mission. With the help of Dean Takabayashi from the State Parks Division, Mayor Billy Kinoy, and the County Parks and Recreation, we got tentative approval to have the memorial built here at Wailoa State Park. Of course, it required approval by the state of the memorial's design and location. And if you look out here, you can see a difference in how the grass is cut. That difference is the part that the county maintains, and then the state maintains the other part. So we came up with the idea of putting it here off of these handicap stalls. And we felt that it would be easier for veterans who are handicapped to be able to get to the memorial from this location. So that's how we got sited here. And we wanted to keep the height under 6 feet because we didn't want to have to get the county's planning and building approval. We thought it was going to take a little bit more time, right, to get that done. The next challenge was to find a contractor that would be able to build the memorial within the chapter's available funds. Some contractors we contacted felt that they didn't have the expertise to build a memorial like this. Others could not fit it in the schedule. We wanted to try to get it completed this year before this event. That's when we met at the Okutsu Veterans Home. I don't know if the veterans remember that, out in that Lanai area. And I met Robert Lovin. And Robert, Bob, and he's a retired contractor, and he volunteered to ask the Akaka Falls Lions Club if they would take on this project to build the memorial.
We broke ground January 27th. The son and grandson of one of our lions, Tom Coloma, came in with equipment and scraped the grass and moved a bunch of dirt along the palm trees and around the grassy area by the Vietnam Veteran Memorial. After that, stakes were put in place, markers of corners of the slab and the sidewalk. Then we brought in gravel. Unfortunately, we couldn't back it up to where that 16-foot square is. There's a gas line going from the propane tank to the light. We could only back up to it, not over it. It was not buried very deep. So wheelbarrows and shovels moved 2 loads. It ended up being 33 tons. About 8 of those tons is under the sidewalk. The rest was moved back there. Once we got the gravel in place, we got the apprentices, mason apprentices from Izimoto Contracting and a foreman to bring in forms, plate compactor to smash down the gravel. They set the forms, they set the rebar, and had it ready for concrete. The following weekend, Infinity Concrete Pumping showed up with their boom pump. They were parked out here with an overhead boom that brought the concrete right into place as needed. That same day, we had a crew of Akaka Falls members with wheelbarrows and shovels again and other tools, going through the grass and the dirt and the rocks and collecting dirt to go around the perimeter. As you can see, it is beveled up to come level with, or close to level with the concrete. The next process was getting the obelisk itself built. I went to Home Depot, and just by chance, the regional manager and the store manager were in the lumber area, saw me looking around. I said, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, I'm after some material for this memorial. Can you help me out? Can you do the kokua?" He said, "Yes, we can." I said, "Yeah." So not only did they help with that, they also provided the grass seed and the fertilizer to cover the fresh dirt. So after we got the obelisk formed up, ready to pour, from Hawaii County Community College, the masons instructor and the apprentices showed up and poured the concrete, which happens to have a hollow center, so that we could put in a time capsule. They got the obelisk poured. We got a cap poured for the point, 4 sides. That wasn't installed until after the stone was put on, cut individual pieces that we got from West Hawaii Concrete up in Waimea. It's an inch and a half thick, a lot of cuts, a lot of mortar. They got the vertical sides up, then they got a place, after it dried, they had a place to set more mortar to lower that cap on. After it was set, they came back and did the stone on top of that. June 14th, the plaques arrived. It's cutting it close, I'm telling you. I got them set, and then as some of you may have seen, there's somebody here doing the sealer and toner on the stone. There's a couple pieces of stone on the table over here. You can see the gray blue rock, and you can see the different coats. 3 coats of the sealer. Third one comes out nice and shiny. It's a good product. And at that, we're done with the construction. The Lions Club came in a few times, moving the dirt. Yesterday, there was a few of us here doing the detail cleaning. At this time, I'd like to ask Dom to go over where we talked about earlier. We had a sign put up saying the Korean War Memorial is coming. Folks, I'm telling you, it's here today. I'm retiring that sign.
So today we gather to dedicate this memorial to the memory of those men who gave their lives during the Korean War. Many call the Korean War the Forgotten War, but to the men and women of the Korean War Veterans Association, Big Island Chapter, number 231, they never forgot. They took on the mission to ensure that no one will ever forget the Korean War and the sacrifices that these men from Hawaii Island made. And today, I say to you, the members of the Korean War Veterans Association, Big Island Chapter, number 231, you have completed your mission with perseverance, dignity, and honor. And you have made us all proud for what you have accomplished.